Hiya, and welcome back to Heart of Amethyst. Uh, uh, hmm. The game that teaches us... insert joke about emotional damage. I literally could not think of anything. Woo! Anyways, let's just hop right in. Here we go. And with that, he takes his leave and out of the shop, away from Pat and all the anger. By the time we crossed the bridge to the higher city, some droplets of water had started to fall. I didn't think much of it at the time. After all, we were just 20 minutes away from the inn by foot. Unluckily for us, what looked like a minor drizzle turned into a downpour in a matter of seconds. Almond sadly had to drop me from his comforting arms so we could run all the way back to the inn. We ended up drenched nonetheless. That's why when the innkeeper saw us, he immediately told us to go get changed. But the bad thing is... What do you mean we don't have any spare clothes? What do you mean what do you mean we don't have any spare clothes? I know I packed mine. I know, mate, but it ain't my fault. I just took someone else's luggage. That's entirely your fault, you idiot! Almond's ears drop as I make sure to voice my frustration, not caring one bit if the other guests hear us. I place my hand on my forehead and sigh deeply. How can he be such an idiot? I specifically told him to be careful with our things. Yet he insisted he had everything under control. And now here we are with 4 expensive-looking dresses that probably belong to Dahlia. Someone is going to be mighty pissed. Do you think she will mind? Of course she will mind, you idiot! You left her and us without clothing. She sent these beforehand so she could have something to change into for the dinner. I mean, we could ask one of the guards to deliver this to the castle. Still, she's going to have to find something to wear for tonight. Ugh, I can already picture her yelling. Yeah, it won't be pretty, mate. And whose fault is that? I find myself getting irritated again, but this time, I decide to just take a deep breath and calm down. And what's done is done, and I've had enough negative emotions for one day. We'll have to wait for our clothes to dry. We should ask the innkeeper if we can hang our wet clothes somewhere. I ain't risking it. Wait, mate, are you suggesting that we sleep naked? My heart skips a beat as I hear him say that. Ugh, why do my cheeks feel so hot all of a sudden? This is just Almond being an idiot as always. I can't let him get to me like this. It's already bad enough that we have to share a bed. The innkeeper said this was the best room he had. But he forgot to mention it only had one bed. Of course not, you idiot! We'll just wear our underwear. Oh, yeah, of course. I didn't think about that. He nervously chuckles as he scratches the back of his head. How can he be so cute and so horny at the same time? What is the secret? Or you could wear one of those... The wolf points towards the pile of pretty dresses. I look back at him with a raised eyebrow and scowl. You can't be serious. I mean, you two are probably the same size, and I know how much you value your privacy and all. You've made yourself clear more than once. And the solution is wearing a lady's dress? It was just a thought, mate. Never mind it then. It's not like it would look bad on you, though. He whispered that last part to himself, so low that I did not hear it despite standing right next to him. Why is he acting like this? Almond isn't usually this bashful. Could it be because he feels guilty for what happened to our clothes? Or maybe... No, wait. Is he nervous because we were sleeping together? That's just impossible. After all, he's told me countless stories about his nights with other men and women, and he hasn't been subtle with the details, so why this change of attitude now? I want to ask him, so I open my mouth to speak and... Excuse me, lads. The bath is ready. The innkeeper knocks on the door and makes us both jump in place. Almond immediately fixes his face and goes back to his usual behavior, looking at me with a pervy expression. Well, the moment is gone, I guess. So, shall we? Yeah, sure, let's just get this over with. I grab the knob and then open the door, letting him go first so I can properly close the door behind us. Can't wait to get into that hot bathtub. And nothing can go wrong. And nothing went wrong. Ah, that sure felt great, didn't it, mate? He's not looking directly at me as he speaks. Rather, he is just staring at the window. I can't help but let out a relieved sigh as I decide to agree with him. There's nothing better than a nice, relaxing bath after such a long and stressful day. Especially after what happened today. Goddesses know I needed it. And the innkeeper sure was right. That was one of the best baths I've ever been in. You been in many? I say, trying to keep the conversation alive. Almond turns around to meet my eyes, probably wanting to engage in the conversation properly. Oh, not at all, mate. I've been in, like, what, 5 inns in my whole life? I've never had a fancy lad. I've never been a fancy lad. Is that so? What kind of lad are you, then? The dirty type, if you catch my drift. He starts to laugh as he sees me react to his comment. Oh man, you're so easy sometimes, mate. It's really cute. Shut up. For once, I was trying to be nice. Yeah, I think we're safe for a little bit. He chuckles again, turning his gaze down towards my... Hey! My eyes are up here! I instinctively cover my crotch, not wanting to give him the satisfaction, although he probably saw everything when we were bathing. The wolf turns his gaze back to my eyes, his cheeks turning a little red from embarrassment. I can't really help but feel a little exposed after that, so I turn my eyes away. Eyes to yourself. Yeah, sorry, it was a reflex, I swear. He scratches the back of his head and looks away. There's a moment of silence between us and he seems to be looking through me, lost in thought. You really are different. The wolf says out of the blue and looks up as he tries to change the subject. You like men, don't you? The bluntness of his question took me by surprise, but I immediately relaxed when I remember that he clearly knows about my tastes. Yeah, so I thought we established that already. I just wanted to hear you say it. There's another awkward silence between us. If there's something you want to say, just... Whenever I find another guy with the same taste as us, they often try to hook up with me on the spot. Wow, aren't you putting yourself on a pedestal? Hardly. I know how it sounds, but trust me, mate, I'm being as objective as possible. You see, there's a difference between you and me. I'm more open than most men about the stuff that I like, especially when it comes to sex. So, I'm pretty much an opportunity for any gay man that wants to have a good time. They say stuff like, this guy won't rat me out, this guy's an easy fuck, and I'll finally have fun after such a long time. I mean, if someone ever said something like that to him, they're not exactly wrong. He is way... Hiya! He is way too careless about his sexuality, and that's not normal. Sure took me by surprise the first time he approached me. You know, most gay guys won't take that extra step to ask someone else for a hookup. It would put them at a disadvantage. After all, we gays are supposed to be secretive about what we want, right? So, with all those secrets, you can never be sure if the other is gay, even if you suspect it. That's why I stopped caring about it a long time ago. Besides, keeping my emotions bottled up is not my style. If they want to fuck, then I'm down. If they want to rat me out, then so be it. I'll take them on, screw the consequences. That's very brave of you. Pfft, nah, it ain't. It's stupid. I'm putting an unnecessary target on my head, and I'm sure that it will bite me in the ass someday. Joke's on them. I'm actually into that. I remain quiet as the wolf talks, mostly because I don't know why he is telling me this or where he wants to get with it, and if he's just venting, then so be it. I owe him that much. Anyway, I got out of track. What I'm trying is to say is, I'm curious about you. Me? Yeah, you. You didn't jump at the opportunity. You didn't use the free ticket like most do. And it's not due to lack of opportunities. We've had those, plenty, I would say. But you decided to rather become friends with me, and that's unusual. Well, what's wrong with wanting to be a little more reserved? I just didn't like the idea to hook up with you out of the blue. Almond's eyes are kind and his smile is sweet. The wolf leans over the edge of the window and stares me down with those green orbs of his. Besides, I feel like there are some things you're not telling me. You're such a mystery. Suddenly, I feel really nervous. Does he mean my past? He's asked me about it before, and I told him the story of me being Mr. Biscotti's apprentice. Looks like he didn't buy it. What do you... It's okay, mate. I like a good challenge. You piqued my curiosity, so I'll make sure to unravel the mystery that you are, Eli. This is the first time I've heard him call my name like that. He's always used the term mate when referring to me. I don't know why, but hearing him say it like that just feels good. Ugh, what am I saying? This is just the horniness getting over my head. Anyway, mind fetching some water for me? I like having a glass by the table in case I get thirsty at night. He winks back at me, making sure to diffuse the heavy conversation we were just having. He's really good at doing that. And that's exactly why I'm never sure how to read this wolf. Either way, I decide to do as he says and exit the room. As I walk back to our room, I encounter the innkeeper standing by the hallway. When he sees me, his ears perk up and he waves at me. I wave back as he approaches me. Sir, are you happy with your room? Is there anything I can do? Oh, not at all, sir. The room is great. No complaints at all. Although thinking about it, one comes to mind. Except for the bed. You see, we are not that close to each other. There being only one bed made things a little inconvenient. Oh, by the goddesses, I am so terribly sorry, sir. No, it's okay. I'm just saying for next time. Well, that's on me. The king requested one room, so I had no idea 2 of his men would come at the same time. I should have been better prepared. So if you desire, there's one free room at the end of the hallway. It's a little smaller, but I'm sure it will fit your needs just fine. That's great to know, thank you. And with that said, the man bows lightly and then walks away down the hall. I keep my eyes on him as he slowly vanishes from sight, and when he is gone, I just walk back to our room. He's wearing pants. When I make it back to our room, Almond is sitting by the bed. He is currently looking through the window, but I know he knows I'm here. I saw his ears twitch as I opened the door. Hey. Hey. Almond chuckles and then turns around. He stands up from the bed, luckily wearing his underwear as I asked him not to take it off before I left. He walks towards me with a playful smile on his face. So? Yeah? How are we solving our sleeping problem? Knowing you would rather jump out the window than sleep with me. I must admit, it really hurts, mate. You can be really rude sometimes. I didn't even say anything! Didn't you, mate? Didn't you? I feel my cheeks growing red as I punch him in the shoulder. Still, he does raise a valid point. We only have one bed after all. We could both sleep in it. It's big enough for that. But we would need to cuddle a little if we don't want to risk falling. Or I could go sleep in that other room the innkeeper mentioned. Real question is, do I trust him enough? To be honest, I don't feel close enough to the wolf to let him share the bed with me. And given the past interactions we've shared, I don't know if he'll be able to behave. So I would rather not risk it. Actually, how about we sleep in different rooms? It'll be more comfortable for the both of us. Almond's ears immediately drop, but he offers me a smile anyway. He was probably expecting an answer like that because he doesn't seem too surprised about it. Yeah, sure, mate. Whatever suits you. You got another room, though? Yeah. The old innkeeper offered me a room at the end of the hall. He said it wouldn't be a problem if we take it. I scratched the back of my neck, feeling a little guilty after rejecting him like this. Dang it, why does he have to look at me like that? It's as if I just kicked a puppy. Well, I'll take that other room gladly. Big beds ain't my thing anyway. You sure? Yeah, don't sweat it, mate. It's better this way. Like this, we both could get our own space. Sleep tight. Oof! That face! He offers me one last fake smile before patting my back. Then, he opens the door and exits the room. As soon as he leaves, the silence of the room surrounds me immediately. Only the rain from outside and the sound from the candles keep me company. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask him to leave me alone, at least not after what happened at the shop. What if those thoughts come back? What if I fall to them again? Ugh, I don't even want to think about it, so I sit by the edge of the bed, one hand on each side of my head. Just remembering what happened gives me a headache. So not wanting to think about anything anymore, I rest my head on top of a pillow and close my eyes. Honestly, I don't think I'll get much sleep tonight, but might as well try. As I expected, I didn't get much sleep. I swear I tried, but my brain was relentless. I've been awake for at least 3 hours by now. Could be more, could be less, but I'm not too sure myself. Haven't been keeping count. Point is, I just couldn't sleep. Too many things in my head, I guess. So here I am, all alone in the middle of the night, staring at the diary Mr. Biscotti left me with nothing but a candle to light the room. I keep my eyes on the book, inspecting it as best as I can with the amount of light that I have. The leather feels good against my paws. It's certainly not the cheap kind. The pages are also of great quality, thick and won't rip easily, at least as far as I can tell. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on diaries or whatever. I just think this is too much. I mean, how much did he even pay for this? He should have used that money for something more important. I don't deserve this anyway. I sigh and then place the book back on the table, scratching my head as I try to feel some sort of comfort. Right under my left ear, the secret spot in which I've always loved to be scratched at. Doing it by myself feels a little lame, but it reminds me of my mom. So I do it when I'm feeling lonely or sad. I need to pull it together, I say, trying to calm my nerves. After all, I can't break down now. Tomorrow is a very important day and I need to be ready. I don't feel like sleeping though. To be honest, I'm more awake than ever. Perhaps I should try to stop moping around and do something useful for a change. Or at least I think that's what Mr. Biscotti would say. I guess it's only you and me, buddy. I say as I lift the book and open it. I write my name in the first diary page and then rip it off. Then I place it in a little pocket the diary has as a way of marking it as mine. Guess I could also pee on it, but I'm not that kind of canine. Anyway, time to get creative. The codex has been added. Mate? I hear a voice in the back of my head, then a touch on what I believe is my shoulder. I grunt at it in hopes of making it go away. I just need a little more time. I'm so tired. I found him like this after I came down to get the kitchen going. Is he alright? Yeah, he's fine, mate. He just had a rough day. Will you two shut up already? I'm trying to sleep here. I see. Please tell him to stand up, though. The inn will open soon, and the clients will need that table to eat. On it. The shaking increases. It doesn't seem like it will stop anytime soon, so I grunt again, louder than before to assert my dominance. I really don't want to wake up right now. Eventually, I hear a deep sigh and the shaking stops. Thinking of one, I try once more to get comfortable, but soon enough... Shooketh! Also, what's this? Okay. So if I click lore... Okay. If I click map... Okay. Interesting. Canine Kingdom territories. Okay, if I click time. Okay. That's interesting. What? I'm being lifted off the chair. I try to shake him off, but all I get from the wolf is a few giggles. Morning, sunshine. You suck. I do, and I'm quite good at it. Want to give it a go, mate? Just take me to the room. I don't want to cause a scene. Oh, is that a request? Please don't do any more lewd jokes. Just take me there so I can die. You won't on my watch. I feel my cheeks burning due to the embarrassment I've been put through. Luckily for me, it seems like the only one here besides us is the innkeeper. For fuck's sake. Almond! Aye aye. Almond takes me upstairs in his arms. I try to ignore it, but I'm getting used to the wolf doing this. Don't judge me, it feels nice to be spoiled from time to time. And yes, I would rather die than let him know that. Eventually we make it to the room and he puts me down on the floor. Who are you talking to so loudly? The innkeeper, mate. He needed to get everything ready for breakfast. And you were kinda in the way. Are you alright though? While he talks, I decide to crack the bones in my back, hearing how they slowly pop one by one. It hurts a little at first, but it slowly turns into a very pleasant sensation. Places to never fall asleep on. Number 1, the floor, and number 2, a hard wooden surface. Noted. I should be fine, don't worry about it. I've slept in worse places. That's not what worries me, mate. Does this have anything to do with what happened yesterday? I feel his green orbs pierce through my fur like a dagger. His face expresses how worried and anxious he currently feels. Man, I didn't think it would be such a big deal for him. Although, to be fair, I almost killed a man yesterday, and today he finds me sleeping on top of a table. Not a good look for me. But I hate when others worry about me. It kinda does, yeah. I decided to be open about it for once. Might be good to talk this out with someone. Even if I really, really don't want to. Okay, so I was feeling really shitty last night. And for what happened with that little asshole at the shop, my mind has been all over the place. You couldn't sleep. Exactly. I just wanted to keep my mind busy, so I decided to write some stuff down. Oh yeah, I saw it. You did a really good job, mate. I'm impressed by your drawing skills. Wait, you saw? That's personal. Almond's ears immediately drop, and I see his tail tucked between his legs. I couldn't help it. It was just lying there, so I went to pick you up. And I just took a little peek, though. You can't blame me for that, right? Don't try to change the subject. How much did you see? I go to grab both of his cheeks and I pull them, trying to force him to tell me the truth, but my attempts fail as I just hear him laugh. Oh, mate, stop. You'll rip them apart. I swear I want to. Wow, that was a little inappropriate. After what happened that morning, we had breakfast and then spent some time in our room. When lunchtime came, we decided to eat at a restaurant. And right now, I'm standing by the entrance of said restaurant while Almond pays for our food. The streets seem to be even more lively today. I really can't believe how nice looking this place is. Everyone seems so well dressed. Makes me feel a little jealous, but I'm trying my best not to care. It won't do my heart any good. Besides, I won't be living in this damn city for much longer. As soon as I find my sister, I'll take all the money the king has been paying me and I'll start a new life in the forest. The old man, her, and me. Just the three of us, living the dream with no one else to bother us. Hello, you in there, mate? Almond touches my shoulder, snapping me out of my own thoughts. I turn around to meet his eye and give him a smile. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking. Well, you better move that cute ass of yours. There's something I want to show you. What? Wait, shouldn't we be getting ready to go to the bar? Mate, it's a bar. Going there before sundown would be a waste of our time. Now hush and follow me. He grabs my hand and then drags me into the sea of people. There seems to be something going on in the middle of the plaza, because the closer we get, the less I can hear my own thoughts. What is up with all these people? Are they giving free food or something? Hurry, mate, or we'll miss it. Miss what? Almond acts like he didn't hear me, but I know he's just playing dumb. What is so important anyway? It's getting frustrating. But as annoying as it is, I still follow the wolf through the crowd of canines. Not like I had any choice with how hard he's pulling my arm. After 10 minutes of walking, we eventually stop in front of a stage that is situated in the middle of the road. I see some yellow and red curtains hanging high on top of the stage. There's also a pretty-looking red vixen who is handing some pieces of paper to the front row attendants. What the? Hey, over here, we want one. The lady turns her head around and notices the excited wolf jumping over my head. She smiles and walks towards us, giving me a piece of paper with the number 21 written on it. Good luck, she says back to Almond with a very sensual voice and then winks at him, even though I was the one who took the paper from her. Almond whistles back at her, making the vixen giggle at his antics. Looks like I turned visible all of a sudden. Mate, I told you I'm good with the ladies. Why, you jealous? He raises his eyebrow at me with a playful expression all over his dumb face. I make sure to stomp on his feet for saying such a silly thing. Turning my attention to the stage, I see the pretty-looking vixen pull out a few big rings, some colorful balls, and a huge purple box with some stars painted on the side. Huh, I wonder what this is all about. I voice my thoughts, expecting Almond to do some explaining. He's the one who brought me here, after all. You'll find out soon enough. Now hush, it's starting. The lady steps out of the stage, and soon enough, there's smoke covering the stage. According to what Akala said, this is probably some sort of elemental magic. Ladies and gentlemen! I jump when some voice suddenly echoes through the audience. It's even creepier because it sounded like the voice was right next to me. I look around and notice that everyone in the crowd is as confused as me. Ladies and lads, welcome! Welcome to the show of the great jester of the East. A man that has traveled to the deepest corners of the world and has returned with the most impressive tricks you could ever imagine. Please, clap your hands for the one and only. I feel my heart beating faster as the climax came. My eyes dart from the crowd to the stage, waiting for this person to finally show up. The Robin of Dawn! An explosion blinds all the members of the audience. But soon enough, a figure seems to emerge from the smoke. A fellow around my size begins to bounce around the stage, throwing confetti all over the place. Ah, what a pleasure to see you all here. What joy, what fun. The crowd claps and whistles as the guy greets everyone around him with a big smile on his face. He's covering his eyes with a funny-looking mask that resembles bird wings. His dress is red and yellow, filled with all sorts of colorful stripes. He also wears a funny-looking red hat that I had never seen before. The man seems to be a dog. A corgi, perhaps? I can't tell for sure. What a lovely audience we have here today. I am flattered, ladies and gentlemen. Color me impressed. From nothing, the jester made a bouquet of red roses appear. The audience remains silent, probably as amazed as I am. Ah, sorry. Roses are for lovers, am I right? So unless one of the beautiful ladies in the audience wishes to date this dog, let us change this for a prettier color. The flowers ignited on fire, immediately turning to ash. Then the robin took a handful of them and blew them to the wind, creating a second bouquet of flowers out of nothing. Lavender and snapdragons this time. Better, don't you think? The audience roars as they see the jester perform. I couldn't seem to contain the excitement from within me as well, so I started clapping as loud as I could. Ah, thank you. You are all too nice. You melt this dog's heart. Here you go, little lady. Make sure to take good care of them. The jester gives the flowers to a little girl who is being carried by her dad on his shoulders. The man then moves towards 3 balls that had been placed on top of a table. He grabs them and tosses them around in the air. Catching one, then another, and another. The 3 never fall. They remain in the air as the jester walks around the platform. I know how to do that one. Almond whispers in my ear, making me jump as I had totally forgotten he was there. I'd been so mesmerized by the act that, for a moment, I felt like it was just me and the jester. You have to teach me how to do it for sure. I say back, making the wolf laugh. Buy me a drink and I might consider it. As soon as Almond says that, the 3 balls light on fire. Oh my, things got heated all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out! He throws the 3 balls into the air and then takes his hat off. They fall inside it, but the flames die down as soon as that happens. Again, the audience claps and the man bows. Then, he takes the 3 balls and throws them at someone who is in the back of the audience. So, can you do that? I say to Almond in a mocking but playful tone, and the wolf just smiles. And now, lay eyes on the lover's rings, ladies and gentlemen. They seem normal, don't they? But let me tell you a secret. They are magical. With a swift movement, the dog clashes the 2 separated rings and binds them together. The robin walks back towards the audience and gives one of the connected rings to a man. Pull, my good sir. You shall see that not even your strength is enough to break their love. The man pulls hard to the point that I can even see his muscles tensing, but nothing happens. Eventually, the man gives up and the audience claps as they attempt. The jester, on the other hand, just returns to the middle of the stage. With another swift move, the rings go back to normal, separated as they used to be. The crowd goes even wilder as the Robin got next to us by the scruff, making us wonder what amazing trick he's going to perform next. And now the final act arrives, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll need an assistant for this one to work. And for that, one of my beautiful assistants delivered some papers to some of you lucky contestants. All the people in the front row gasped, taking out the papers that were delivered to them. I am no exception as I glare at the number printed on it, hoping for the best. Now keep that number close to your heart, and if it's your fate, you will be chosen. Count with me, ladies and gentlemen. He raises his hands and lifts 3 of his fingers. 3. We all say in unison. 2. I really want this. I want to be his assistant, and I want to be in the stage so bad. 1. The jester lowers his last finger and then throws some powder into the air, all of which ignite into a million colors in front of us. I'm so amazed by it that it takes me a moment to realize that the flames are forming a number. And that number is... Mate, that's you. It's 21. I look down to my ticket in disbelief. Did I really wish hard enough for fate to pick me? Oh goodness, oh goddesses, I can't believe it. So, who is the lucky winner? Me. Almond helps me get onto the stage, boosting me up with his strong arms. The Robin greets me with a smile as I hand him the ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome... Your name? Eli. Eli, the lucky fox. I have a huge grin on my face as he says that. I mean, just being up here makes my heart pump faster than it ever has before. So, Eli, are you ready? Yes, sir. Alright then, prepare yourself, Eli. That's when the assistant brings forward the mystery box that I've seen before, along with 5 long swords. Suddenly, my confidence starts to drop a little bit. So the trick is simple. You step inside of this box and we close it shut with a lock. Then we slip these very pointy and very real swords into it while you're still inside. Simple, right? What? I say without even thinking, making the jester jump. He quickly recomposes himself and offers me a reassuring smile. Never fear, my brave fox. The magic shall keep you safe. So, will you trust me? I nervously look towards the swords and then back at him. Is it really safe? I assure you it is. Then let's do it. Splendid. He's agreed to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd explodes with cheers for me and the jester. He kindly helps me into the box as he closes the door. It's just darkness. I wasn't expecting it to be so dark in here. It's a little freaky. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, I will seal the fox inside. The box shakes a little as I hear some chains being wrapped around it. Eli, can you hear me? Knock 3 times if you can. He whispers to me, barely audible. But I do as he says and knock. Good, we don't have much time, so listen carefully. What I need you to do is move back 2 steps. The wall behind you is fake, so if you push it, you should be able to get inside. Once there, make sure to lock the wall properly and you should be safe from the swords. Only come out when you hear me say the phrase, Hands of Fate. Tap again if you understood. I'm feeling a little nervous, but I knocked to let him know I understood. Huh, so that's how this trick works. Interesting. Perfect. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, our guest has been properly locked inside the box. Now let the swords descend upon him. I take the 2 steps he mentioned, and like that, the wall behind me moves as I press onto it. So continuing backwards, I soon reach another wall that doesn't move like the first one. I hear the first sword being inserted inside the box, so I decide to hurry and lock the wall as he said. I remain completely in silence, not wishing to ruin Robin's trick. Eventually, the 5 swords pierce the box and the audience gasps as they see this. Oddly enough, all I can think about is what Almond is thinking right now. Will he be worried about me? People, do you think he could have survived such an ordeal? Everyone in the public yells a loud no at the same time. Well, you may be surprised. Open the box! I hear the lock on the box being lifted and then the door opening. The people in the audience gasp as to what they see, and I can't help but giggle to myself like a little kid pulling a prank. See, he has What did you do to him? Before the Robin can say another word, Almond's voice interrupts his speech. He sounds worried and scared, so I feel a little bad for him. But thinking back, wasn't this his idea? Oh, is Eli your friend? Are you perhaps worried? Of course I am, mate. What the hell happened to him? Don't worry, good sir. We will bring your friend back. Let's close the box and bring Eli back, shall we? The box closes again. The locks are being put back in their place, and the swords are being lifted. Before revealing the truth, sir, allow me to ask you one question. Do you believe in the hands of fate? Do you think your friend will come back to you safe and sound? I'm starting to have my doubts, so I hope he's fine. Oh, that's my signal. I'm supposed to get back out. I silently move back to the other compartment of the box, making sure to lock the wall properly behind me. I see. I shall not keep you waiting then. Eli, reveal yourself. A ray of light blinds me for a moment as I step out of the box. I can hear the audience clapping and going crazy after I come into view. Almond has somehow managed to step onto the stage, making me wonder if he got aggressive after I disappeared. Goddesses, I hope not. Before I can properly greet him, though, the Robin grabs my hand with a smile as he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the fox who traveled through space, please clap your hands for my amazing assistant." Then he bows and I follow his lead. Men, women, kids, and elderly alike all clap and cheer for the jester. I just remain there, amazed by his whole spectacle. Thank you, thank you. You have all been an amazing audience. Please, consider sparing a coin for us if you're feeling generous. Some members of my crew will be holding bags for you to leave a donation. And with that said, I am the Robin of Dawn. Until next time. The jester holds a small ball in his hand and then throws it to the ground. It immediately explodes, creating a cloud of smoke that he uses to vanish from sight. Proving to us once more that he truly is magical. Mate, are you okay? Are you hurt? Almond places his hands on my shoulder as he inspects me from top to bottom. Who would have thought he would get this anxious over a magic trick? Although to be fair, it's not that common to see people disappear from thin air. I'm fine, don't worry. Mate, that was insane. I was worried sick, and when those swords came down, and then you just went poof. Like, what did it even do to you? His tail is wagging like crazy, and I can't help but smile at this side of him. He's always been a silly wolf, but this is one of the few times I've seen him act like an excitable kid. I'm not telling you. That would ruin the whole act. That is indeed very nice of you, Eli. I jump as I hear a voice coming from behind me. I turn around to be met face to face with the Robin himself, but this time he doesn't have a mask and costume. He's just a regular-looking corgi dog. Did I startle you? My apologies. I just came here to congratulate you on a show well done. To be honest, I was a little afraid when my main assistant called in sick and I had to pick someone from the public as my new assistant. But it seems like fate wished for us to meet. Given the circumstances and how little time you had to prepare, let me tell you that you did amazingly. My cheeks turn a little red as I hear the Robin congratulating me. It was nothing really. I followed your instructions as best as I could. Not want to take compliments, are you? Tell me about it, mate. Almond jumps in and then the two men end up sharing a laugh at my expense. I kick Almond on the shin as a way to avenge my broken ego. Which he did in front of the Robin himself. Jokes aside, I must be on my way. It was a pleasure meeting you, Eli. I believe fate will cross our paths once again, and when it does, would you join me for another act? I would be honored. Splendid. See you another time, then. The jester bows in front of us and then shakes my hand one last time before setting off with his crew. I remain there, hoping with all my heart for his words to become true. Eventually, nighttime comes. Almond made sure to get everything ready for the evening. I let his contact at the bar know that we're coming, and he confirmed that our target is currently there. Now we're walking there, and I've never been more anxious. My palms are sweating, and I'm sure anyone can hear my beating heart from a mile away. Palms sweating, knees weak, palms sweater already, mom spaghetti. Mate, calm down. We gotta play it cool, eh? If he notices anything suspicious, he won't talk. Who is he anyway? Told ya, he's a guy from the church I know. I've seen him with one of those rusty things. Okay. Now come, we ain't far. We walk around the streets for a few minutes. Left, right, and then I lost count of the turns we took. I've never been to this side of town, so I'm really lucky to have Almond by my side, or else I would have been screwed for sure. Come, we're here. Almond says and then enters an alley. The alley is long and dark, but at the end of it, I can see a door and a sign that reads, The Red Sparrow. Almond grabs my hand, and without hesitation, we enter. Once inside, I notice how spacious it is. From the outside, you would think this place is a tiny one, but you wouldn't be surprised by how many people are in here right now, and I don't feel suffocated at all. In any case, the place is nicely decorated. There are some banners and brown curtains hanging from the ceiling, giving the tables a bit of privacy. The light is dim but not entirely dark, which gives the place a certain aura of mystery. The music is also nice. I can see a bard playing the harp and singing, while some other men sing and dance alongside him. There's someone playing the drums, another guy has a flute, and a third one plays a guitar. Overall, the mood in the bar is very lively while giving the patrons the privacy they need. But there is something that has been bothering me since I got in. No matter how hard I look, there's not a single female in the entirety of this bar. Which is weird, because usually the main strategy to attract males to your bar is to have sexy-looking waitresses running around in small outfits. Hey, Almond? What's up, mate? What sort of bar is this? Oh, of course, I forgot to mention that, didn't I? This is a gay bar, mate. The only one in all of Yagner. And all the kingdom, I would say. A gay bar? Holy goddesses, no doubt there's no gals in here. But how could this place even exist? In the higher Yagner of all places. Come, I'll introduce you to the owner. I'll need you to stay with him while I look for a man, understood? Yeah. My head still feels lightheaded as I try to assimilate the existence of this place. A bar where gay men drink, dance, and sometimes... Now I see why those curtains at the table are necessary. Almond drags me around for a few seconds before finding the counter. I see a middle-aged man running around pouring drinks for the patrons and keeping the conversation with them as lively as possible. I sit with Almond by the counter and he crosses his arm around my neck, keeping me as close as possible. Then he whispers, "Keep an eye out, mate. Don't get carried away by this place, or else the men in here will eat you, or will eat a cutie like you in seconds. Don't drink anything anyone offers you and just trust the bartender. Got it?" I nod a few times and the wolf offers me a relieved smile. Soon enough, the dog sees us and approaches us. "Hey, Almond. Nice to see you, buddy." "Ahoy, mate. Fancy seeing you here." "Where else would I be, you smartass?" "Got me there, mate." "So, who's the newcomer? Your prey for the day?" The two of them laugh a friendly laugh as Almond finally lets go of my neck. He then places his hand on my head and ruffles through my hair. "The heck?" Nah, it ain't like that. A man can only wish. But this one is a tough nut to crack, let me tell ya. Geez, talking about me like I'm not even here. I see. What's your name, little buddy? Eli. Well, nice to meet you, Eli. Name is Daniel, but all my buds call me Garrow. I nod and then look back at Almond, who is smiling from ear to ear. Not much of a talker, are you, Eli? No problem, no problem. Just a few drinks and we'll turn it around. The dog laughs and Almond chuckles beside me, making me feel a little embarrassed. Anyway, hold him here for a while, yeah? I gotta do what we talked about. Sure thing, don't be long. Almond nods, then taps on the table, leaving a few coins behind him. For your drinks, mate. Loosen up a little. He winks back at me and then vanishes among the crowd. I sigh deeply and just turn around, but when I do, the dog is by the other end of the counter tending to some other customers. For the next 15 minutes, I just fidget around with the coin in my hand. I'm unsure of what to do. Is it really okay for me to be sitting around like this? Shouldn't I be helping him? Why the long face, little man? As I look back up, I see the dog staring me down with a curious smile on his face. I greet him but don't say anything, hoping to be left alone. You buying a drink? It could do you good. Sure. I offer him a coin but he refuses it, turning around and grabbing a mug. He pours what seems to be beer and hands it to me. This one's on the house. Thanks. Taking the mug, I sipped a little of the beer into my muzzle. At first it burns a little, but eventually settles down into a nice sparkle in the back of my throat. Tastes like shit as per usual, but you don't drink for the taste. So, what's your story, bud? Oh, well, it's a long one, to be honest. I say with not much interest, trying to dismiss the conversation. He seems nice and I hate to be a jerk, but I'm not in the mood at all. You don't say. Hey, Buns, cover for me. Garrow yells at one of the guys that was serving drinks to one of the tables. The Dalmatian gives him a thumbs up and then runs around the corner. Well, my schedule is suddenly free. How about we grab a few drinks and have a nice long chat? Oh no. Garrow and I spend the next 30 minutes drinking and talking. Or better said, I mostly did all the talking as I explained to him how I got into this huge mess with the king. At first I didn't want to talk much, but the dog has a certain way with words that kind of force you to spill. That, or it's just the alcohol getting to me, since I already drank 3 mugs. By the goddesses, you got yourself in one tight spot. I can hardly believe what you're saying. We both laugh and I lean on top of the table. Man, who would have thought that unloading would be this therapeutic? Someone should do this for a living. Hey, Sir Garrow, it's no fair. We always talk about me, but what about you? I slam the table hard, not caring about the other customers. I feel like I'll fall off from the stool at any given second, but I couldn't give 2 shits about it. Huh? I haven't said much about myself, have I? Well, ask away. Which one? How about all 4? Well, let's just go through all of them. Well, that certainly came out of nowhere. No, come on, I just want to know you a little better. I make a puppy face trying to get the dog to talk. Why do I want him to talk so badly? I don't freaking know, I'm just drunk. Fine, you twisted my arm. So before settling here, I was a sailor. Traveling through the sea was my life and fishing ran in my veins. Me crew even fished a shark once, I tell ya. We named it Pads and all, that bloody fighter. Really? No way. Did you travel around the world? Yeah, something like that. I've been to Athenia and I've seen all of Dakota Islands. They're as pretty as they are dangerous, let me tell ya. Whoa, amazing. Is that how you lost your eye? The dog immediately places his hand above his missing eye and smiles nostalgically, as if he remembered something from his past. Nah, this is a story for another time. Got anything else for me? Why did you open a gay bar? Why not? It ain't illegal. I mean, yeah, there's no law against it, but I'm just curious as to why a gay bar, not a regular one. Well, I just thought it would be a good business idea. We gays don't have many places to be ourselves. Wait, you're gay too? Little bud, I run a gay bar. It's not hard to put 2 and 2 together. Of course, that makes sense. I can see why that would be a stupid question. My point is, we always have to hide, and that can get really tiring, don't you think? Don't you think? So, I provide a safe place for men to meet other men. Drink, have a good time, and if they want to, fuck. As simple as that. Word spreads around the men like fire, and they bring their friends or lovers. That's how my clientele grows. Actually, there's a free room if you're interested. I'll make sure to give all men a discount since he's a regular. He laughs and then waves his hands around, pointing towards a private room for clients. I blush deeply and try to look away, not wishing to be put on the spot by the dog. To think a place like this existed. It does indeed feel safe in here, despite all the warnings Almond gave me. And what inspired you to open the bar? Garrow's cheeks turned pink for a second, but he brushed it away as soon as it happened. Let's just say if my time as a sailor taught me anything, it's that if 2 or more bored men find themselves in a closed space with booze, things are bound to get interesting. After he says that, nothing else. So I'm guessing we're done with this topic. Can't speak. Are you single? Oh? Looking for someone to spend the night with. Sorry to tell you, but I'm already taken. I didn't mean it like that. Garrow places his hand on my shoulder and pats it a few times, a smile on his face as he does so. Relax, buddy. I was just poking some fun at you. To answer your question, no, I ain't single. My partner has another business. He's a baker. Mighty good, ain't gonna lie. He goes by Zordy. Little man runs his restaurant by the district market. If you pay him a visit, say his Pololo sent you and he may give you a discount. Or maybe not. He left at the last comment and then looks back at me. I'll make sure to let him know. After saying that, I take another sip from my drink and let the conversation die. Man, it would be kind of nice to have a partner like that, each with his own business, supporting each other and living together. I would have never imagined for two males to be able to accomplish that together. I'm done with the questions. Let's dance. Garrow laughs in my face, making my cheeks turn a little red. Sorry, bud, but no can do. I'm needed right here, and I can't leave everything to the others. Why don't you ask Alma to take you out for a spin? I saw you two get all buddy-buddy with each other. As soon as the dog says that, my whole face turns into a tomato. We didn't look that close, did we? Are people starting to get the wrong impression about us? Oh boy, now I can't help but think about all those times we messed around or teased each other in public. No, you're wrong. We got nothing going on at all. We're just fuck buddies? Well, knowing Almond, it doesn't surprise me. He's well known for doing anything that moves. Sadly, I've never seen that man in a serious partnership. He sighs and crosses his arms, looking into the distance. Let me give you some advice. Be careful around him. By the way you look at him, I can totally see that you're either falling for him or you're flat out drooling to get a piece of that wolf. But I don't think you'll get what you're looking for. Don't get me wrong, I love that wolf. But do you know how many guys I've seen them in the same table crying their hearts out because Almond ditched them after the first night? So, I don't want the same to happen to you. Be careful, okay? His words sting my chest like a dagger, and to make it all worse, he's clearly not joking about it. But if what he's saying is true, then that means... I think I'll go check on him. I'll see you around, Garrow. Yes, see ya, buddy. Nice meeting you. I stand up from the stool and walk around the bar, trying to calm myself down. Why is the world spinning all of a sudden? Did I really drink that much? I stumble around and hit a guy by accident. I apologize to him and then make my way through the crowd of people, finding the entrance not long after. Once outside, I slide into a wall and rest my ass on the ground. Fuck buddies? Well, knowing Almond, it doesn't surprise me. Shut up, it's not like that at all. Me and him? In a million years. He's well known for doing anything that moves. Sadly, I've never seen that man in a serious partnership. Yeah, so what? He can go fuck whomever he pleases. See if I care. We are nothing. Our only bond is the king, and once I find my sister, I'll be out of his life, and he'll be out of mine. Just stop this. Stop it, Hart. There's no use getting upset about a jerk like him. I won't let myself be played with again. I won't. I won't. I bend over and cover my mouth, the puke forcing its way out of it as I can't control the urge anymore. I stand up and quickly lean on an open barrel, throwing up my dinner inside of it. Gosh, I've always been bad at holding my alcohol. But I didn't realize it was this bad. Luckily for me, there's another barrel of fresh water nearby, so I drink some and make sure to spit every last drop of vomit from my mouth. Make sure to make an oath tonight. I'm never drinking again. Whoa, mate, are you alright? I can hear Almond's concerned voice behind me. Why him? Of all the men in here. Why him? Why can't he just leave me alone? Just give me a few seconds. Mate, I gave you money for one drink. How many did you have? That's not important. I puke again, feeling my insides revolting. This is going to be a long night. I feel better after taking some fresh air, drinking some water, and cleaning my mouth with some salts Garrow gifted me. Almond asked me what happened, and I just told him that a random guy bought me a few drinks. I don't want to get Garrow in trouble, especially not since it looks like they're close friends. I also didn't tell him about the things we talked about, for obvious reasons. Those thoughts will stay buried in the back of my head until the day I die. Okay, so I talked and drank with him for a while until I convinced him to speak with you. He may be a little drunk, but I'm sure he'll be able to answer your questions. His table should be over there, but do you think you can handle it, or should I go alone? No, not in a million years. I'm done waiting around. Good to hear. I like that confidence, mate. Trust me, you'll need it with this guy. He's a real piece of work. After he says that, I start to feel a little less confident. What kind of person are we meeting? Isn't he supposed to be someone from church? If that's the case, one would believe that he would be a good person. Not a piece of work, as Almond describes him. Either way, I decide to follow him to the table he spoke of, which is situated in the corner of a bar, where the brown curtains make it almost impossible to see the inside. All I can notice is the faint light of a candle slipping through the cracks of the cloth. Almond pats my shoulder and then pushes the curtain up, finally allowing me to see this mysterious guy. He's wearing pants. He's currently sitting in a comfortable position, laid back with his arms open as he holds in one of them. I'm guessing his date. This man is one of the biggest guys I've seen in my entire life, only challenged by Roderick himself. His fur is black and white with a huge amount of fluff covering his neck, making it look fuzzy just like Roderick's. He also has two huge scars, one in his right eye and the other in the middle of his belly. Although unlike Roderick, there's not much belly in there. This wolf is actually rigged. But that is just a minor detail. Ah, yes, there you are, Almond. I thought you would keep me waiting forever. The man immediately looks at us as we push the curtains aside, a mischievous grin all over his face as he greets Almond. Sorry, mate. This little guy had too much to drink. Who is that so? The man eyes me from top to bottom, the grin on his face suddenly fading as his eyes open wide. He stares me down as if he's seen a ghost, but eventually he smiles again and then talks. Is he the one who wants to ask me stuff? Yep, he is. Hi there, name is Eli. It's a pleasure to meet you. I offer my hand for a handshake, but he just laughs instead, apparently amused by the way I introduced myself. Sorry, I'm not used to people being so formal around here. Name is Patrick, although pretty much everyone calls me Crow. Here, have a sit. Eli. He moves to the right and opens a space beside him, to his right. I reluctantly take his offer and sit, Almond sitting close to me a moment after. Hey babe, why don't you go to the bar and wait for me? I'll be quick. He whispers that last part to his companion, and I almost didn't hear it. Crow laughs as his companion gets up from his lap and leaves the table. Once we are alone, he grabs the mug of beer and chugs it all in one go. Nah, nothing better than a good beer with some nice company. So tell me, fellas, what can this dog do for you? Dog? I voiced my thoughts out loud before I can properly process what I was saying. The man smiles to my question, though. He leans forward a little and in a playful tone says, Want me to be your big bad wolf, cutie? He winks back at me, making me blush a little due to the very obvious flirting. And I thought Almond was forward. I am a Malamute. I'm a Malamute. Not that it matters. You're not the first to confuse me with wolf. So he is a dog. That's surprising. I've never seen a breed of the dog this big. So I had a few questions about something, and Almond told me that you could help me. Sure, ask away. We're gonna leave off here tonight. I can't really think of anything to say, so, stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see you all tomorrow.